This video is sponsored by Tokyo Treat and Sakurako. More on them a little later. Sup everyone, welcome back to another video, and today we're talking about Luocha, the most anticipated video. I think people have been spamming like Walrus. Let's talk about Luocha. All right, we get it. Genshin is cool. Honkai is better though. That's what a lot of people are saying. Right? They're saying I'm having more fun in Honkai, and I'm really needing to know the difference in how Silverwolf and Luocha will benefit my account. And yes, they're fundamentally different characters, right? One's a debuffer and the other one is a healer. But currently right now, I actually have a pretty straight way to answer the question, right? I think personally that when it comes to niche and usage, that Silverwolf is going to provide that utility that is overall better. But for one reason and one reason only, Luocha is likely going to win out over Silverwolf in terms of just general usefulness, at least in the short term. Now, I think most of you guys who are watching this video should be at least at Equilibrium 3, right? So you likely are trying to push into the Forgotten Halls upper levels, and some of you guys are getting close to Memory of Chaos. And you guys will understand that constructing two teams, you essentially have to have two healers, or March 7th potentially at, I would say, Eidolon 2 and above, or maybe you would want Gepi, right? Jeppy or Jeopard, however you guys want to pronounce his name. That is a tall task for people to ask for. Now, if you don't have March 7th at a high enough Eidolon or Gepi, then you're gonna need Bailu. So all these alternative requirements, it's just like Honkai Impact is not really a game that you can survive the end game without healers. And I'm telling you guys, there are some whales who are also even struggling in the upper levels of the Memory of Chaos, right? This is the we're talking like true end game in terms of Honkai Star Rail. So when you are thinking about your account in the sense of longevity, I'll be honest with you, if you get Silverwolf and you only have one healer, you don't have Jeopard, you don't have a high Eidolon March 7th, right, and you're just running Natasha, you are going to absolutely get smacked. Like, you will run into a brick wall so thick that dudes walking by it are doing double takes. All right, this is a real scenario that you are going to get utility gapped, hard utility gap. Now, I'm not saying this to try to spook people to go for Luocha, right? Like, by no means should you absolutely get Luocha. Like, he is a healer, but he also actually brings damage. I think the value of this character is that he's currently a hybrid damage and healing unit, which is quite valuable. I think in Honkai Star Rail, having characters assisting you and pumping out more damage is only going to benefit your account even further. Him being imaginary, and right now we have very limited imaginary characters, although there isn't a necessary abundance of imaginary weakness enemies. I still do think that just having him in your back pocket in your team comps is going to be invaluable. Now, that's also to say, depending on which banner Yukong is going to be on, people are likely going to be skewed one way or another again, right? So if Yukon is on Luocha's banner, that's just going to make him even more valuable. I know this is not strictly pertaining to Luocha and his inherent value within the game, but just understand that Yukon is going to play a role to some players. Hi everyone, once again I am back presenting you all with this amazing sponsor in Tokyo Treat and Sakurako. As you guys may already know, both Tokyo Treat and Sakurako are subscription snack boxes with Japanese thematics. Starting with Tokyo Treat, this is a snack box focused on modern Japanese snacks, as you would find some of the most popular seasonal snacks available for purchase right here in this box, delivered right to your doorstep every month. Personally, I have always received a unique pack of Kit Kat, a drink, and even a cup ramen in this box. These are like fixed must-haves, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy these staples as well. The box I'm showing you in this video is their Sakura season promotions and is not available anymore, but rest assured that throughout the year you will receive uniquely themed boxes during festive seasons for both the West and the East. Sakurako, on the other hand, is a snack box for those wanting a taste of traditional Japanese snacks. Each box focuses on handcrafted snacks from different prefectures and is truly a unique way to interact with Japan's rich culture. The Sakurako box also comes with a special kitchenware every single time, and this has ranged from small dishes to small sauce plates, as well as even a bento cloth wrap. So I mean, you really don't know what you're gonna get, and it's actually incredibly exciting. It's literally a gacha in of itself. And of course, with Japanese culture and traditions, you have to get a tea paired with every single Sakurako box as well. That actually goes extremely well with all of the snacks included in the box. Personally, I really enjoyed the Kit Kat as usual, but also the Castella sponge cake and this strawberry soda beverage. Honestly, these snack boxes has become something I actively look forward to every month, and I do hope you are also able to experience it for yourselves. If you're interested, you can use my link and code in the description as well as in the pinned comment to get a discount and order your very own snack boxes. Thank you again to Tokyo Treat and Sakurako for sponsoring this video. Continue in with the team building section. As you guys see, I have two different teams constructed, and immediately people will notice like, well, I'm kind of sharing a healer, and that is correct because right now currently I do not have a second healer. Now you guys may see this as a whale account, which it kind of is. Not a whale account, but like I spent some money on the account. I got Branya, right? I got Gepi, as you guys saw here, and I also have Clara. So in many ways than one, I have alternatives I can play into. Clara March 7 counter strat, where I can maybe just level up my Gepi eventually and push him really high and get permanent shield uptime. And that's one way you can cheese with the second team. And not everybody's going to have access to this. Right now, most people probably have like 2 5-star characters, 3 if you've been lucky, 4 if you're extremely lucky, right? But having 2 5-star characters isn't like out of the ordinary for most people right now, and a lot of people have Sila, right? Some people have Jinguan, and then the other 5-star you're really coin flipping it. So realistically, the only people who are comfortably sitting and set up for endgame right now likely are the ones who have Natasha, which is technically free, and then you also have Bailu. If you don't have Bailu, then you really need Gepi. If you don't have Gepi or Bailu, it doesn't matter if you have like a E6 Sila and Branya, right? You really only have one functioning team. Let's say your March 7th is E0, and really speaking, even if you have an E6 March 7, she's not going to be able to keep your team alive in the end game of Honkai Star Rail right now. It's just not possible. You need shield and healing in some teams if you are not front loaded with enough damage, right? You cannot prevent enemies from hitting you. For example, in Genshin Impact and other games, maybe action RPG games, there are mechanics, iframes that you can dodge hits from enemies. Like there are people who clear content with 1 HP on their characters. Honkai Star Rail being a turn-based game, you cannot prevent enemies from hitting you, and enemies in endgame will hit you harder than you can imagine. Like whatever you're imagining they're hitting you as hard, double it, right? Like we're talking there are potential team wipe AoEs, depending on if you can calibrate your speed to be faster than them to set up countermeasures. Endgame Honkai Star Rail is actually no joke. There are people who have E6 like whale characters and they're still struggling to clear it. So just understand that when it comes to this game, it's best if you just make sure that you have good coverage, you have good team meta setup. Don't try to do something crazy. Healer, DPS, buffer, debuffer, very standard. Some people want to run buffer, DPS, healer, and then shielder to get that extra layer of safety. So personally, for my account, I definitely value Luocha right now more than someone like Silverwolf. I mentioned before, even if I had Silverwolf, I won't be able to survive. My Sila will not be able to do the damage because most of my team would be dead by round 3, if I even make it to round 3 at that. But of course, people pull for who you want to pull for. Luocha is a really good character. He's imaginary. He has great healing in his skill and not set into his burst. He has mechanics for auto healing, right? And he scales off of attack. So there's a lot to be happy here if you do end up snagging this character. I know there's a lot of you guys watching who just wants the affirmation. You don't really even need me to tell you to pull him. I'm just kind of highlighting the importance of coverage in this game, right? Just the fact that he's a healer, you should be pulling him. Now, to conclude the video, the problem with Luocha is it's not that he's perfect, it's that when other healers come out, there will be one way or another that you could replace him. Currently, he has not shown that he is going to be like a key component of a potentially meta team. That's the thing, right? Like, let's say a healer in the category of Quantum comes out eventually, that healer likely will have more meta usage overall with someone like Scylla, right? You want to pair Scylla with Silverwolf so you can essentially force Quantum weakness onto the enemies. That's one way that you can potentially do it. And the last character could be Bronya. But with Luocha right now, I just don't quite see exactly the path that he is going to take to become a meta defining character or character that has longevity. That doesn't mean that he doesn't have the potential. Likely it's hidden amongst the sea of potential for how the game is going to develop. But right now, for people who can afford to, picking up an extra healer pairing with Natasha will solidify you for endgame. Otherwise, you likely will be struggling for multiple patches until you hit that second healer or have a high enough Gepard. That's basically how this is going to roll out for the vast majority of people. All right, so everybody, I wish you the best of luck. I really do. I think this is a great game. It has great quality of life. It has amazing characters, good story, and I think that it would be such a shame for you to start this game kind of on the wrong foot. Just a reminder, some of you guys may not even be doing Memory of Chaos, so you don't really even know that you have to build 2 teams with 8 characters and you can't bring the same healer for both teams or the same defensive character for both teams, right? You might be cruising through content now, everything's good, you have 4 core characters already built up, but once you get into that Memory of Chaos, you want to reap the rewards, you want to really push it far, you will struggle. All right, that is not an if but a when kind of scenario. But again, not to spook you guys, take your time. You can take it slow as well. You don't have to push Memory of Chaos. If you want to just wait for the characters that you want to roll around, then be my guest. Until next time, I urge you all to stay safe. Peace, bye bye.